this video, we're going to take a look at how we can take the formula for intensity of sound and compare some decibel ratings for sound. So you might have thought of on a stereo, if you change the knob and it goes from just a short little amount of decibels, why the intensity of the sound you hear is so much bigger. Sometimes you can just turn it 1 and it's way louder. And this kind of will show why. So we're going to compare sound A and sound B. Sound A measures 30 decibels. So we can actually take this 30 decibels and we can plug it in here and have a formula for sound A. Now the I in this formula is intensity, and we're going to use an I subscript A for sound A. So the formula for sound A would be 30 decibels equals 10 times the log of sound A's intensity over an initial intensity, which we don't, it'll end up going away in the problem, so we don't need to worry about that. And it says that sound B is 5 times as loud. So 5 times as loud means that its intensity is 5 times larger. So that means that the intensity for sound B is going to be 5 times the intensity of sound A. So we can go ahead and make an equation for it, and we want to find the decibel rating for sound B. So we're going to let just a capital B be the decibels for sound B. So B is going to equal 10 times times the log of the intensity of B, which is 5 times the intensity of A, divided by your standard intensity. So on this one here, what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and just take the larger sound, which is going to be B, and subtract the other one, similar to what we did in the earthquake video. So we're going to subtract the left side of the equations, which is going to be B minus 30. So B minus 30. And that's going to equal the right side subtracted. So that's going to be this 10 log of 5 times the intensity of A over your initial intensity minus the other side over here, which is 10 log the intensity of A over the standard intensity. Now, before we go ahead and subtract the logs, I notice that I have some tens involved. I would like to factor those out. So the left side of the equation is going to stay the same. It's B minus 30. But let's factor the 10 out because that's in common to both. And then I'm going to have log of 5 times the intensity of A over your standard intensity minus log of the intensity of A divided by your standard. Now, when we calculate or figure out this part here, we're subtracting logs, so that's going to be condensed into division. Let's do that condensing over here on the side so that you can see what happens to the fractions. It's going to be kind of nice. So when we condense these, we're going to have this first expression here divided by this expression here. So we're going to have a single log. And in that log, it's going to look kind of big at first. It's going to be 5 intensity of A divided by your standard intensity divided by the other fraction, which is intensity A divided by the standard intensity. So all of that's in the log. Now we're going to take the bottom fraction, which is this one, and we're going to flip it and multiply. And we're going to get something really nice happen. So this is going to become log of 5 intensity A over your intensity sub 0 times intensity sub 0 over intensity, these are I's, of A. Now, watch. we get a lot that cancels. These cancel because they're the same, so those will cross cancel. And the intensity A's cancel also because those are the same. And all we're left with is log of 5, which is a number. And that's really, really awesome. So this side over here of the equation is 10 times log of 5, which is a number. So that makes everything a lot easier. So let's give ourselves some room over here so we can carry down the rest of the fraction and or the rest of the problem. And the other side over here, this is still the same. It's b minus 30. Now this makes it very nice. All we have to do is go ahead and add 30 to both sides to get b by itself, which is what we're looking for. And so we're going to add 30 to this side. We just need to calculate 10 times the log of 5 plus 30, and that's going to give us our decibel rating for b. So go to your calculator, and you should have a log button, which is log base 10. That's the one that you're going to want to use. And you're going to do 10 times that log button of 5. And if your log button gives you a parentheses, make sure you close that parentheses before you put plus 30. And then put plus 30, and you'll find that the decibel rating for B is 36.989. We're going to round that to 37. So if you're at a stereo and you go from 30 to 37, that's not very far, but you're going to be 5 times as loud. It's going to be really super loud.